Hi, everybody. Why is it every time I go live that I get an itchy forehead or a nose? Hey, everybody. It's Allison Sullivan with Stamp Crazy with Allison, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. So, welcome, welcome. I'm just going to make sure that I am live and can see everybody's comments. Just going to check my other what am I trying to say, iPad, to make sure that I'm over here too, and I am. Excellent. Good morning, Keisha. You're always the first one. And I've got somebody else who is a Facebook user. Hi, Allie. Allie, that's got to be one of my sisters. Probably Ellie. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, everybody. Oh, and Keisha, you're over on YouTube today. Thank you so much, because that'll get my views up. Appreciate that. Excellent. All right. Let's just see what's going on over here. All right. Looks like we're good. How's everybody doing this morning? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weather here today. I'm going to just switch my other glasses just so I can see a little bit better. That would help. Making a card. Help if I could see. Hope everybody's doing well and enjoying the weekend. I always appreciate you guys popping on a Sunday morning. Diane, it is a glorious day. It's supposed to be glorious until Wednesday, I think. Oh, thanks, Keisha. Oh, I so appreciate it that you've moved over to help my views. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get my views up on my YouTube channel, my Stamp Crazy with Allison YouTube channel. And I've got quite a ways to go. So if people watch me over there, then I get my views up. So that would be great. Or we just go over there and watch some of my older videos. That would be great too. I would really appreciate it. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? Well, a couple of things. Of course, we are all following the Ukrainian invasion. At least I am. It's very disturbing and upsetting. And sometimes when these things happen in the world, we feel quite helpless. What can we do? And there are things we can do. And one of the things is make some donations to Ukrainian relief efforts. And so the Canadian government has selected the Red Cross, and there's a special fund, Ukrainian Relief Fund, and they're going to match any donations. So what I've done is create a PDF with cards using sunflowers. Celebrate Sunflower Bundle is on sale right now for 20% off during the Spring into Bloom, or Savings into Bloom, whatever it's called. Anyway, and are in bloom. Savings are in bloom. And the sunflower is the national flower of Ukraine. And so I made a PDF using the Ukrainian colors and that particular bundle. And I'm selling it for $12, and the entire $12 is going to go to that Red Cross fund. And then I'm going to match whatever you guys buy, and then that's going to be matched by the federal government. So it's just a little thing that we can do, and when we feel so helpless about it. Hi, Christine. Oh, thanks. Whoever said they like watching my older videos too. Thank you very much. If you watch them over on YouTube, I get points. So I appreciate that. Anyway, so that's in the works. Savings are in bloom. Have you guys heard about this awesome promotion during March? So during March, the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which is adorable, fits on your desk, takes most of our dies, will not take the majority of our embossing folders, but it will take the duo pack ones. And did you guys know that in the catalog, which I'll show you, when we go to that screen, I'm just going to open it now to show you that they're marked with what fits in a mini. I'll show you that in a sec. And then there's a bunch of bundles, either current product that stamps and dies, they bundle them together And then they've also selected other bundles from the catalog that are already at 10% off. So they're going to be all 20% off. So the mini machine and these dies. Hopefully you've seen the link. I'll remind myself to post it again. And in addition to that, I'm just going to write myself a note. Link to Spring is in Bloom. Okay. In addition to that, sometimes people would like the larger machine. And since it's not on sale with Stampin' Up, I have a personal sale of 20% off that machine during March. And then, of course, you earn all the other rewards that you get with me, the free PDFs. And if you use my host code, you get the free gift as a thank you. So that's what's going on there. And then we also have Waves of the Ocean promotion, Waves of the Ocean promotion. I will show you that later too. Okay, so that's kind of what's going on. Good morning, Pauline. Nice to see you here. Is Patsy doing it in the US? You know what? I don't know who that is, because the person who asked that, can you type in your name? Good morning, Carol. Can you type in your name? And I will talk to Patsy. She is enjoying some warmer months in Arizona. As you know, she's in Minnesota. She's grew up in Minnesota and she doesn't like the cold, which I always think is hilarious, but she's over in Arizona for a few months. So I'm going to send that on to her. And if you just post your name, I will tell her to watch for your email asking. Okay. So Patsy, Big Shot, not Big Shots. Ugh. Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Uh-oh. See, it's hard to break old habits, right? Special. All right. Meaning the Ukrainian cards. Oh, I think you're asking whether that means, is that the free PDF? No. I have a free PDF that Patsy and I create every month. And this month it features hand-penned. So whenever you make a purchase in either her store, stamps2die4.com, stamps2die4.com. That's her blog, and you'll be able to find her shopping links there. Whenever you buy something in her store or my store, we have a 6-page PDF, well, not 6-page, but 6-project PDF featuring, we pick a suite every month, and this month it's hand penned, and the cards are gorgeous, and you get that free. Any size purchase in our store. Okay. I think that's what you meant, Facebook user. All right. And I will actually also hopefully find, let's see if I can see. Sometimes the name pops up and sometimes it doesn't. It's so weird with StreamYard. Okay. All right, you guys. Stacy S. Stacy, I will reply back when I talk to Patsy. Okay. All right. So today I'm super excited because if you like the color purple, you're going to love the card today. So let's go over there. And here we are. Okay. Now, I told you I would show you this. So let me just quickly show you this. When you go to the dies or the embossing folder section, you will see a little symbol. And let me find it so I'm not crazy. Okay, here it is. So here, if I'm looking at Boutique Bundle, I'm so glad I picked that one to say. Can you see this little symbol here? It says mini. That means that these dies will fit in the mini machine. If it doesn't say that, it means that the dies are too big and you have to use the regular size Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Okay? And the same with the embossing folders. The regular size embossing folders will not work in the mini, but these little guys here are awesome. You get 2 in a pack, so checks and dots, and they're 3 3/8 by 6 1/4, so they will fit in the mini. And you can see that the little symbol is there. Okay, so that's how you know if they fit. All right, let's move that out of the way. And hi, Jeanette. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Carly. My sweetheart is watching. Oh, I forgot to show you. Okay, sorry. Got to show you this before we start. Check this out. My daughter gave me this years ago, and it didn't fit, but I've lost weight, and so now my crafty girl Look at my scissors and don't quite look as cute as that. It's not a cute shirt. Anyway, so I'm wearing it today. So my daughter Carly bought me that a few years ago. All right. So let's get started on our card today. And we're going to be using, here we are. So Ranunculus Romance. So you can see here that we've got the beautiful stamp set, and then we have matching dies here, or coordinating dies, as I like to say. That's on page 54. It really lends itself to some beautiful kind of vintagey looking cards, right? So let me show you. Here's the stamp set. Ranunculus Romance. Love them. I love ranunculus. Now, a lot of people, a lot of areas in the world, you can't really grow these. I have some in my garden. They come out quite early in the spring. This is kind of the time you'll start seeing them in the florist shops. They're just beautiful. They're very delicate and beautiful. And then we've got the coordinating dies, ranunculus dies. Now, I've taken some out of here because I'm going to be using them. Okay, but you can see that some are meant to be used as you stamp the image and then you can cut it out. And yet others, like the little fleur-de-lis here, or this one here, is on its own. Doesn't match up. It's just meant as an accent to the stamps. And then you've got the large one here, which is actually two. You've got this one here that's going to cut out the image of a flower, and then you can actually go around and cut it out to place on your card, which is really cool. So really cool. You got a little, looks like a maple leaf here too. There's 8 dies. Okay, so really cool. I love anything that's French, and we've got the little Eiffel Tower as part of the canceled stamp there. Really cool. Okay, so that's what we're going to be using today. I'm also going to be using Taylormade Tags dies. I love these dies. I use them all the time, and you get 8 different sizes and 2 different shapes. So we've got this kind of ornate shape, and then we've got more of a traditional, you know, I don't know what you'd call it, but just like a regular tag shape. You get 4 of each, and then you also get these little reinforcements that you can cut out and stick over the holes, which are kind of cool. Okay. All right. Let's get started on our card because we've got lots of steps today. Okay, so let me make sure I've got everything I need in front of me, which looks like I do. I've got quite a few elements to this card. Now, I said if you like the color purple, so we're going to start with a gorgeous grape card base, and we've got that 8.5 by 5.5, and we've scored it at 4 1/4. So that's our base. Okay, we can set that aside for a sec. Then I've got a couple of pieces here. Get these. Here we go. I've got just a basic white, and I don't want to steer you wrong, so let's get the measurements. This is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so we need one of those. And then I've cut a piece of the Layering Designs vellum. Have you guys seen this vellum? I bet you have not even noticed this in the catalog. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Eleanor. You can't find. Guys can read Eleanor's comments. She says that she's accusing me of stealing her Taylormade dies. I haven't seen her in 3 years because of COVID, so I don't think I've stolen them, sweetie. But you guys haven't noticed this paper. That's what I'm going to grab. So page 33 in the catalog. You know, sometimes we look through the catalog. I do at least 100 times, and I think, oh, what are those? What are those? Anyway, they're right here on page 33. Okay, and we've got 12 sheets. They're vellum and they're printed. And you get 4 each of 3 designs. So you've got some that are in white and some that are in what I would call gray. Okay, so more like a newsprint. And then we've got like a map. And then the one that I'm using today is sort of like an old-fashioned journal. Okay, so that's also cut to 3 3/4 by 5. Have you guys used this paper yet? Anyone? Okay, And then I've just got a piece of Highland Heather. And the Highland Heather, I've just cut, I wanted it to be 5 inches, but I think I used 3, but I'm actually going to be making this a bit smaller, but you can start with 3 by 5. Okay. And I've got some other scrap bits that we're going to use in a minute. Okay. So I'm going to start with my Highland Heather. And what I'm going to do, and I will tell you that this is based on 2 cards. Hi, Connie. One of the cards was on Stampin' Up's Instagram yesterday, but it was done in browns, I think. And one of them was a card that I posted yesterday, done in the purple. So it's sort of a combination of 2 cards. And whenever you're stuck, it's good to just case something or take a couple or 3 cards and kind of make them into a new card. And that's what I'm doing today. All right. Hi, Ellie. Okay, so I'm going to bring in, I'm going to move this over so I can see it. Okay, hope you can see that. Everybody see that? So this is the Simply Scored scoring tool. I love this. You can see mine's been beat up a bit. I've lost this bit that goes on the end, but I use it all the time. I also went through with a Sharpie and I marked 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. And that just makes it easy when I put a card up to score. I can easily, I'll show you what I mean. I put this up and I can easily see where 4 1/4 is, okay? Or 5 1/2 if I'm doing a different type card. All right, the little markings are every 1/8 of an inch, which is kind of cool. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take this piece of Highland Heather and we are going to score it at every 1/8 of an inch. So you just go along like so. And this is the easiest way to do it. You can do it on your cutter, your trimmer, but honestly, you have to keep moving it along, right? Whereas this, you're just moving your hand along. Okay, so we get the idea. So you're making like almost like a corrugated look. And I went ahead and did that earlier, just so you didn't have to watch me do all of that. Okay, and there is my piece. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I'm trying to create a card that is a very vintage looking card. So I want to tear this. So I'm going to tear it towards me. Yeah, I'm going to tear it towards me. I always have to think about it because I want the edge to be ripped. Okay, does that make sense? Now, for those of you who've been stamping a long time, like my sister Ellie or certainly Eleanor, others of you that have been around a long time, this is something we used to do all the time. Remember, we used to tear stuff all the time. I don't do it as much. So that's my teared piece. And you could also use this piece later, right? It's just going the opposite way. So I'll set that aside and I'll use it on a different card. So I've got my corrugated, I've got my ripped, and now I want to kind of what we used to call rough it up a bit. So I'm just going to take my, I'm just going to crinkle it, break up some of the fibers. Okay. Hi, Kareem. You have to get that vellum, you guys. Hi, Valerie. Gosh, you guys are popping on. So glad. We're making a card with Ranunculus Romance Bundle, if you've just joined us. Okay, and I'm just going to rough this up. Okay, so that's kind of what we're going for. You can do as much as you want. You can really break these fibers up, depending on how much you want to work it. You can take your scissors and scrape the sides. There's so many ways to kind of rough up a piece of paper to make it look like it's been around for a long time. Give it that vintage look. Okay, so I think we're good. That's me roughed up. Now I'm going to go back to my vellum piece. I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to take one of our blending brushes and I'm going to take Gorgeous Grape. Okay. Hello, Deborah from Minnesota. For those of you watching from the States, I have a special in March. We've got the large Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine on sale for 20% off to coordinate with that Spring is in Bloom. And we're going to ask Patsy if she'll honor that in the States. So watch for that answer. Okay, so I'm just going to take it. You can see I've just loaded up my brush a bit. Now, I don't want it too dark. So I'm just going to, but I'm not doing the whole piece, you guys. Okay, I'm only doing a portion of it. So when I turn that over, let me grab my piece. Can you see that that's got purple on it now? So I'm just kind of dirtying it up too. All right. Everybody with me so far? Okay. Now I want to attach this piece to the edge of this piece. I'm just going to do that with my favorite glue, which is my multi-purpose glue. Okay. All right. Card's got it's got a lot of little steps, but you know what? It's not hard. It's not a hard card. I just looked at those 2 cards yesterday and thought, gosh, I love that, but I want to make it purple. And then I just started playing, and it really came together quite quickly last night for me. So just don't be intimidated when you look at a card and think, oh my goodness, that's way too complicated. I'm not doing that. Trust me, do it. Okay. Now, I've got that, I've got this, and then I've got this. So that's the look that I'm going for. Okay, so we can start actually putting this together so I don't lose all my little bits. I'm just putting the basic white on as is. I'm not decorating it. Okay, and I want it to be, there we go, like that. Now, vellum, of course you can see through vellum, right? So I'm going to put white glue on the side that you won't see because it's got the piece of Highland Heather. And then on these 2 corners, I'm just going to take a glue dot. Now, I just thought I was going to use a regular glue dot, but I'm going to do the Ange technique where I'm going to take some of my paper pumpkin leftovers because these are flat and small. I can put those in the corner. Now, I'm not as good at her doing these. She could just flip the back off. I don't know how she does it, but there we go. Okay, sort of flipped off. But the reason I like these, and the reason she likes them, is because they're flat and small. Whereas our regular glue dots are kind of, you have to kind of rub them together to make them smaller, but these work really well. So I'm just going to do that offset like that. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. Okay, pretty easy, right? A couple of new techniques for you. Let's keep going. All right, so next up, I am going to bring in what we affectionately call Baby Boss. So this is our Baby Boss. And it's on sale for 20% off, as you know, this month. And I'm going to bring in my plates. So I've got my plate number 3, which is not the one they recommend for die cutting, but it's what I use. And then plate number 2. And then I've got the Taylormade die that we talked about earlier. And then I'm going to have plate number 2 again. Okay. So now I need my little piece of basic white, and I'm going to run that through my machine. Love this machine. Hi, Jill. It's so smooth. Love it. Okay. Set that aside for a sec. And we've got our little tag. Here we go. I'm going to do my little Baby Boss again, and I'll bring it back in a minute. But for now, we'll just set that aside because we're now going to play with this piece here. Now, one of the images in the stamp set is this very long, ornate one, which I really liked. So I'm going to grab that one, which is hanging way off the end of my, looks good. And I'm going to grab, instead of the gorgeous grape, I'm going to go with the Highland Heather. It's a bit lighter, and I don't want it too dark. So we're going to ink that up. Now, of course, this is a longer piece than, stamp's longer than the piece. So I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper so I don't mess up my working space. And there we go. So I've got that little edge there. And then I'm going to stamp a few little more things. So first of all, I've got this piece here that I need. And I think this is the piece I need. I've got to just make sure. Yep, So we're going to use this. I don't know what you would call this. You guys would know. Sort of like a registration mark, right? I think that's what they call it because it's got a little R and then a number and something in French. Don't know, but sort of a vintage looking stamp. And I'm also going to be using the Paris canceled stamp. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is try my hardest, Gorgeous Grape. And I want to stamp this stamp here. Ooh, this is going to be a test, you guys, at the bottom of this. Eek. Pretty good. Good enough. And then I'm also going to take my Paris stamp and I want to stamp it in the Gorgeous Grape. I really want it to stand out. These are just scraps, you guys. Okay. Now I'm going to take a punch. This punch here is the rectangular postage stamp. Okay. And I'm going to, oh, this is going to be tough. I should have made this a little bigger, I think. That's okay. I like a challenge. Okay. I'm going to punch it so that it's near the top. Can you guys see that? Near the top, punch it out. Okay. Oops. Now I want this to be smaller. This is too big. So that's okay. I'm going to take this same piece and I'm going to stick it in here from this side. And hopefully there's little tricks you can do with this. I should show you a trick, shouldn't I? Oh, well, I got a hold of the edge. It should be good. Let's do that. Okay. And see, I've made that smaller because I didn't want it to be that huge piece. I just wanted it a smaller piece. So that's how you can easily kind of do that. So now I've got these two pieces. I've got my tag. Now I'm going to grab a product that we used to sell that we no longer sell. It's a registered mail postmark. Thank you, Eleanor. Lille is a city in France. You're right, it is. Okay. So we don't sell this anymore. And I'm really mad that we don't because it's a long, it's a stapler, but look, it goes all the way in. I love it. Anyway, I'm sure you can find it in some place. But I'm going to take this and I'm going to punch, sorry, not punch, I'm going to staple it to my tag. And I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to staple it to my tag. Okay. And just a little off. So I think I'll do, no, I want it like that. I'm going to do it like that. Okay. There we go. So that's that. So you can see it's coming together now, right? And then we're going to take a piece of linen thread, which is the bane of my existence. However, it's the bane of my existence because I can't unravel it properly from the spool. I'm useless at it. Anyways, I'm going to sort of take this. Hopefully this will work. And just make a few little, I don't know what you call them, loops. I'm going to do a few loops. Okay. Oh boy. Let's hope I don't staple my hand together. Just saying, you guys. I'm going to take that like that. And I am going to do my very best to not staple my fingers and staple that on the top. Yoo-hoo! Worked. Okay. Now I got to find my card. Here it is. All right. So here we go. Now we're going to add this here. Okay. All right. And I'm just going to use my regular glue. I could pop it up, but I'm popping up other things because we're not finished. And I don't want to have too many poppy uppies. Be hard to mail. Okay. So I'm just going to move this over about like that. Glue that on. All right. It's coming together. What do we think? Coming together? Vintage looking cards are not everybody's thing. I do love shabby chic and vintage looking cards. So that's what we've got so far. So far, so good. Now I might as well, since I've got this little piece here, I'm going to stamp. Oh, in Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to stamp. Actually, I'm not. This is something else. Never mind. I'm going to have to run that through the mini Big Shots here. So just a sec. Let me grab this. Okay, so now I'm going to use a product called foam adhesive sheets. Now you guys have seen these, right? They're 4.5 by 4 5/16. Excuse me. And you get 6 of them in a pack. And they're like one whole sheet of dimensionals. So you've got the sticky side on one side and you got the sticky side on the other side. And they're awesome for popping up kind of intricate images. And I'll show you how it works. So we're going to take our piece of basic white, and this is going to be cut out. So it doesn't, you just want it at least 2.5, what's that? 2.25 by 4.5. So you kind of want it at least that size. I'm going to take the gorgeous grape, and I'm going to take the fantastic Ranunculus image here. And we're just going to stamp that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. Can you see that? Gorgeous that is. Okay, now I'm going to take, I've also cut a piece of the foam to the same size, 2.25 by 4.5. I'm going to take off one whole side. I'm going to take my basic white, and there we go. Place that on there. Okay, now we're going to cut this out. So this is actually going to be cut out with one of those outline images from the dies. Now for this one, I would recommend, you know how sometimes I use my double-sided tape, my removable tape? I'm going to use it for this because I don't want this to move around. It's quite thick, right? It's thicker than a piece of paper, for instance. So we want to make sure that it doesn't move while we're running it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Okay? Because it would be sad if it did that. So I'm just going to place that down like that. So now that's not going to move, hopefully. Let's bring in our baby boss. Here it is. And again, we've got our sandwich. We've got our 3 and our 2. I need new plates. I need to treat myself. And did you know you can get replacement plates for this guy? Yeah, they're in the catalog. Didn't know. Check it out. Okay, and then we're going to, there we go. And then, ooh, here we go. And I'm going to actually run this one through again, just to make sure that we get through all that layer of foam. Okay, that'll do. That'll do. All right. There we go. There we go. All right, now we're going to punch this out of our foam. Now, don't discard this. You can use this again, right? There's all these other little bits that you could use, right? All right, and then we've got to take our tape off, and then we can pop that out of the die. Now, when you're using this tape, I find that you do have to go and just pop out these pieces, but that's not hard to do, she says with such confidence. Okay. Of course, it's more difficult when you're on live camera. All right, there we go. You know, I used to do videos, and I would tape the video, and then I would edit the video, and then when I said the wrong product name, I would start my video from that point on again, and then I would splice them together, and oh my goodness, this is much better. And it's how I talk. So, you know, all that extra work just seems like, crazy. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? I love this. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, bring in our card. And now we can peel the back off of this. And we can stick that right on there like so. Okay, coming together. And the second to last thing I want to do is I want to use this little word, hello. Hello. And I want to grab a piece of scrap white. Actually, I just had a thought. You know what? I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the, remember I was saying don't throw it out? Let's see. Because I'm cutting it out with one of the dies, and that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. Let's try it. I don't know. If it doesn't work, we'll do something else. I'm going to do that. And grab our baby. And again, you guys, I am going to use the tape. I use my tape over and over again, by the way, until it's not sticky anymore. That's a small piece, like a small die, isn't it? I want to go too, I want to take up the whole die, or it might not cut right. And that would help if that was straight. Okay, like that. Okay, that looks good. I don't think that will move. Okay, there we go. Ta-da. Ta-da. All right, I'll just run that through. Oop, to line them up better than that, Allison. Come on. Ooh, rarely, like so rarely does this not want to run through for me. But this foam can sometimes just be a little bit trickier. But there you go. You just keep changing it, right? And it works. And there we go. That should work. Ooh, fingers crossed. Let's keep our fingers crossed. That is punched out. Okay, I'm going to take this off. And there we go. Take my paper off. And there we go. All right. And there's my hello. I love this little die. Can you see that it makes like a little raised piece? I don't know if you can on the camera, but the place where you've actually stamped it's raised up slightly from the layer below. Okay. So let's just put hello. Okay. And then my last thing I'm going to add, well, second to last, I lied. Second to last are some of the pastel pearls, because that's the color theme. So we got a purple, and let's do kind of a mother of pearly here. That'll work. And then this is sort of a lighter, like the Highland Heather almost. Okay. And then lastly, because Diane is on this call, we have to add Wink of Stella, right? So let's add some. And when you add the Wink of Stella to the flowers, look what happens. It starts to blend the color. Isn't that fabulous? It picks up that color and starts to blend it a bit. And so you get a really cool look. Love that. Just doing it on the flowers. And of course, it also adds sparkle. Can never have too much bling in the world, I say. Here we go. Okay. All right. So that is the card. And so here was the original one that I had done last night. And really, it comes together quite quickly. Just you have to break everything down into little bits. That's what my sister told me. She's a teacher, retired teacher. And she said, you can do anything if you break it down into little bits. Oh, forgot. Speaking of my sister, the teacher, we have to do the inside of the card, because that was my new kind of resolution, that I'm going to try and do the inside of my cards, because my sister Ellie does the inside of her cards. So let's take Highland Heather, and let's take this. This is like a little log, and I'm just going to ink it in Highland Heather, but I am going to stamp it off once onto a scrap, and I'm going to use the second generation. Okay, so I'm just going to, oop, that's crooked. I'm not going to do that. Let's see if I can get that a little bit straighter. Good enough. All right, then we're going to grab Gorgeous Grape. And I'm going to grab that little flower image. This is one that one of the dies cuts out. Remember I was showing you that earlier? We're going to go full strength. Okay. And then we've got an inside piece. So keeping my, hi Mo. My sister, other sister Mo is here. Okay. Got my sisters, got my daughter. Okay. There we go. Not pretty? It's not for everybody. Not everybody loves this type of card. I personally love shabby chic cards. What do you guys think? At least it's purple. If you don't like this, if you don't like the layout, at least you like the color, and you can make it less shabby chic so easily. You can just leave off some of the elements and just make it more of a traditional card using some of the techniques that I've shown you. Okay, love that. All right, so let's come back over here. And here we are. We'll move that over a bit. There we go. And then, of course, move all this stuff out of the way because it always gets in the way. There we go. There we go. That looks good. Oh, I could do that. And then I'll just do this. I'll take the other one. So this is the one I made last night, and that's the inside of the card. And I need something to keep that flat. So there we go. All right. So hopefully you can see those. I'm going to try and get those in the camera. There we go. Okay, so that's the outside and the inside. Purple. Love purple. Okay. Oh, thanks, Diane. I love it too. All right, a couple of things I wanted to tell you about. Make sure that you visit my border buddy, Patsy Wagner. She's from Minnesota, and every Sunday she posts a card using one of our card sketches, and I used to do that, and I'll do them occasionally. Didn't do that today on my blog, but on her blog, StampsToDieFor.com, you can see her fabulous card using the hand paint. And like I said, when you make a purchase in her online store if you're American, or in my store if you're Canadian, we send you a PDF with 6 cards using our Sweet of the Month, and that's the hand paint. Join me again on Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. I do a card for one of our classes, and the class is Easter Friends, and it's the one that I do with Create with Ange and Allison class. So that's an online virtual class. It's available to Canadians. However, if you want to purchase the PDF, if you live anywhere else outside of Canada, you can. And so there's that option. And you can still join our Facebook virtual class. You'll just prep your own materials because you'll have the PDF. Okay. And I think that's all I wanted to mention. Do we have any questions? Oh, thanks, Keisha. Any questions? Glad you're listening to me. That's my sister, Ellie. Glad you're listening to me. I'm trying, Elle. I'm really trying. I thought this morning, oh my gosh, I have to do the inside. What am I doing? I have to do an inside. I think you guys are all caught up. So I hope you have a great day. It's a beautiful day where I am. It's sunny and it's not warm, but it's not cold. It's probably 9 or 10 degrees. My husband has been out on his bike. He bought a new bike and he's been doing that. So, and he hasn't come home saying he's freezing. So it must be not too bad out there. So I hope it's lovely where you are. I hope you can get outside a bit, and I hope you can get into your craft room. And if you have the Ranunculus Romance Bundle or anything, please share your cards on my Stamp Crazy with Allison page. I would love to see what you're coming up with and creating. So I hope you'll feel that you can share over there. We'd love to see it. All right. Oh, sorry, Christine, can you remind us about the sunflowers? Yes. Okay. So I have a special PDF with 4 cards featuring sunflowers. Oops, there we are. And if you purchase that PDF, it's $12. I will donate the entire $12 to the Red Cross Ukrainian Relief Fund. So you pay $12. I'm going to donate your $12. I'm going to match your $12. So now we're up to $24. And then the government of Canada is going to match that. So another $48. So for every one I sell, I don't know, somebody do them. Oh, 24, I guess that would be right. So $48 for every PDF I sell goes to the Red Cross. And if you want to purchase a Celebrate Sunflower Bundle to go along with the PDF, I'll send you the PDF for free, and I'll donate the commissions from the sale of that bundle, which is about the same price, maybe a little bit more. It could be like $20, okay? So, and I'll match that. So you get the idea. We'll all help each other so that we can feel a little bit more well, a little less helpless, I suppose, in helping the people of Ukraine. It's just a little bit, but every little bit helps, right? So that's the reminder about the sunflowers. And I'll post that again. All right. So everybody else okay? We're good. We're a little long today. Usually I'm not this long, but I was really thrilled to spend some time with you and get your craft on. Okay, so for today. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you again on Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, right here on these channels. Or what would they used to say? Same bat channel, same bat time. Yeah, see you then. Bye for now.